What is up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny. In today's video we have a full preview of Season 22. Today we're going to be looking at the release date and the speculation around the story, the Reprised Raid, the exotic Rotator, huge changes to the sandbox and economy, and so much more. So be sure to stick around and enjoy the video. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment and rating down below, and remember to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. Now, since the launch of Lightfall, Bungie have been drip-feeding information about up-and-coming seasons. Season 22 is no different, and in today's video we have a full breakdown of all known information, as well as some of the speculation around the story for the up-and-coming season. Now, Season 22 kicks off on the 22nd of August, and with that we'll see the main build-up towards the narrative for the final shape. Season 22 and 23 are where things really start hotting up, and will lead us into the final chapter of the Light versus Darkness saga. Now, when it comes to the main story for Season 22, no official information is currently known, but this is where we dabble in a few leaks that we've seen throughout the course of the season. Naturally, if you don't want to see or hear any of these, be sure to skip ahead, and I've added chapters to all the main sections down in the video description below. Now, it goes without saying that these must be taken with a grain of salt, and we won't know more officially until the 22nd of August when the season kicks off. Now, Season 22 is thought to have Eris and Crow as main vendors, driving the story for this season, which will see us collecting elusive ghosts, helping us to locate Imaru. Now, towards the end of Season of the Deep, it was heavily suggested we'll need to revive Salvatori in order to allow ourselves to pass through the portal in order to track down the witness. Now, it turns out that Imaru is in fact locked up in a Scorn prison, which has been ordered by Xifu Arath. Now, this season will see us rescue Imaru, which will allow us to gain his trust, and with this trust we'll be able to resurrect Salvatori. Now, Crow has a crucial role in Season 22 due to his past and the fact that he went through very similar circumstances when Aldrin was resurrected at the start of Season of the Hunt. Now, Season 22 will also see a recap of the events of Forsaken for new players, which will be very important for Cade's return in the final shape. Now, as I said earlier, these are all from unofficial sources and highly speculative, and most definitely should be taken with a grain of salt. How plausible are these leaks, and could these form the main narrative for Season 22? Be sure to let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, Season 22 will also see the return of a reprised raid in Destiny 2. Now, this could be any raid from Destiny 1 or Destiny 2 that's not already in the game, but with that being said, alongside the leaks, they have also suggested that the reprised raid will be Crota's End. Now, much like with previous reprised raids, they have had subtle changes to their encounters, and Crota's End will be no different. Now, this time though, it's actually thought that Crota's End will be brought up to date and will be involved with the story for the season. It's suggested that Crota has been resurrected as a Lucent Hive and is trying to reclaim his brood. Now, with this, he actually kidnaps Salvatori's Death Singers to try and regain his memories in order to enact revenge against those that took him out. Now, it's thought we'll also see the return of the Necrochasm, and whilst there won't be a Master mode for Crota's End specifically, it's thought instead a Grandmaster raid will be available with the Age of Trance armor dropping and completely farmable encounters with high-level rewards. Now, naturally, this is massively speculative, and the community has been very vocal on the raid it would like to see. Me personally would love to see Wrath of the Machine in Destiny 2, and I think Axis would be an absolutely awesome fight in the updated engine, and some have even suggested we could see the return of the Leviathan. What raid would you like to see return to Destiny 2? Be sure to let me know down in the comments below. Now, Season 22 will also see the introduction of a new exotic mission, Rotator. Now, over the years, Bungie have had some absolutely epic exotic missions, and this will be one home where we can go back and run some of the best. This will include Presage, Vox Obscura, and Operation Seraph's Shield. Now, Bungie will continue to create brand new exotic missions throughout the course of the year, and as they do, they'll be added to the mission Rotator. Now, with this framework implemented though, Bungie do hope to use this in future to continue to bring back some of Destiny's most iconic missions, such as the Whisper and the 0 Hour missions. So sadly, those missions won't form part of Season 22, but with that being said, with the new Rotator in effect, this will feature exotic missions from the past that rotate weekly on a cadence and offer great rewards for players willing to dive into some classic content. Now, next up, we're going to move on to ritual reward updates, and Season 22 has a massive amount of changes to the rewards we'll earn from ritual activities. This includes strikes, Crucible and Gambit, and Bungie have been examining all the player feedback and have been adjusting the cadence of drops, as well as adding new weapons to activities that sometimes feel inconsistent. Now in Season 22 we'll see new weapons added to the ritual vendors. Lord Shaxx will have the Unending Tempest, the Stasis submachine gun added. Commander Zavala will have the Lunar Regolith 3 solar sniper rifle, whereas the Drifter will have the Qua Zaffin 5 void machine gun. Now, as for Nightfall exclusive rewards, we'll see the return of Warden's Law as a kinetic hand cannon, as well as the pre-Astyanax 4 solar precision bow. For Iron Banner, we'll see the return of the Guided Sight as a Strand scout rifle, and the Point of the Stag, which is the arc bow. Trials of Osiris will see the return of the Igneous Hammer, the infamous solar hand cannon, alongside the Cataphract GL3, which is a Strand heavy machine gun. Now, Season 22 will also see a brand new archetype with the return of the Warden's Law. So it's with that being said, if we have a new archetype, could we see other weapons in the same mold, either as ritual weapons or even as exotics for the season? Be sure to let me know your thoughts on those rewards down in the comments below. Now from here we're going to move on to the changes in the Crucible, and with the launch of Season 22, we'll see the launch of a brand new Vex Network Crucible map. It's been a very long time since our last brand new Crucible map, and one inside the Vex Network will be an awesome sight to see. Now Bungie have also been experimenting in the Crucible Labs, which started in week 5 of this season. This is where a variation of Countdown called Checkmate. Now Checkmate is a new set of game rules that intends to create a slower paced experience where players have more opportunity to react to encounters where power spikes are earned rather than guaranteed. Now this includes changes to how special ammo is acquired, ability recharge rates, weapon time to kill, and the player's health settings. Now this mode is a significant shift from the core experience, and Bungie are targeting Season 22 as a time frame to make sure they have enough time to tune as many of the intacting systems. Now Checkmate also has a built-in modifier which is very similar to Nightfall's and can be easily applied to multiple standard modes to give maximum amount of flexibility going forward. Now as we approach the final shape, Bungie hope to convert some of those into other modes including Momentum and Mayhem and turn them into their own modifiers too. Now from here we're going to move on to the Sandbox Changes, and Season 22 will have a substantial shakeup coming to weapons in the form of Zoom. Bungie covered this in a recent This Week in Destiny and had provided a full table providing a list of the old base Zoom with and without rangefinder, as well as the new base ADS modifiers. As you can see, this affects most weapon types in the game and for the most part improves the base Zoom while slightly decreasing the upper range cap, especially when you include rangefinder. Now, alongside those changes, we'll also see hand cannons receive several buffs aimed at improving their usefulness and utility inside PvE. This will include improvements to their base reload times, as well as increases to their damage against minor and major combatants. Swords will also be getting a substantial rework in Season 22, and Bungie also have more changes coming to bows, which improve how they are affected by reload perks and how their shots register at longer ranges. And Bungie will be tuning a handful of exotics, including a much needed balance pass for the Le Monarch and some huge buffs for the Touch of Malice. On top of that, we'll get changes to weapon perks, including buffs to Bipod, Envious Assassin and Under Over. Now Season 22 will also see the introduction to what Bungie are calling their most complex weapon catalyst yet. Now this is thought to be the Monte Carlo and will actually allow us to use the bayonet on the front of the weapon, as well as fire the weapon as an auto rifle too. Alongside glaives, could this potentially turn the Monte Carlo into a dual utility weapon? It would certainly be an awesome sight to see, and as always, be sure to let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now next up, we're going to move on to some economy changes. So Bungie have made some changes to help alleviate some of the issues when it comes to losing items, especially in our Postmaster. So in Season 22, they're going to be tripling the caps for things like Ascendant Shards and Alloys, and doubling the cap for Enhancement Prisms. Now with these new caps in place, these items will no longer have the ability to go to the Postmaster, so if you have full stacks of any of those materials in your inventory, moving forward, they'll behave just like Glimmer, so you won't receive any additional rewards like those until you find yourself below the cap. Now, whilst new currency won't find itself in the Postmaster anymore, Bungie have made it absolutely clear that any that are currently in our Postmaster will remain there until they're claimed. All in all, some much needed changes, and one that will be welcomed going into Season 22. So there we have it, guys, a good look on everything that you can expect for Season 22. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the 2 videos you see here in these cards for more Destiny 2 content. And if you want to keep up to date with everything to do with Destiny 2, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to pick to the game as always, guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.